welcome to the Kind Cast. I'm Kristina, your sales manager at Mankind.
Hello, my name is Renee, and I am part of the e-commerce department at Mankind.
Yay! So we're going to be here today to talk to you guys about some of our favorite products, how we like to use them, how we incorporate them into our daily lives, and how they help and benefit us in so many different ways. Renee, I'll let you start. What you got?
Cool. I'm going to start off with something that I just started using a little bit more since the last time I've seen you guys, and that would be CBD edibles. I'm still sticking to mostly CBD products these days. I'm in school and I'm very, very busy. So for me, edibles don't really play a part of my life. We just got these new Venice Cookie Company CBD edibles.
Edibles.
And yes,
Yeah,
I
girl.
just was taking them all morning and now I can't talk. But no, these edibles are high CBD. So my favorite one right now is the 4-to-1. And I didn't ever take CBD to go to sleep before. I've been taking these to relax that night because I'll be drinking coffee all day and I just want to be able to go to sleep. I need an edible, but I don't want too much THC. This ratio has been refreshing to wake up to. I can wake up, and I think that's why I really, really like these edibles.
What flavor are those?
This is the Chipsta, and that's a vegan chocolate cranberry and sea salt.
Oh,
It's really, really good.
Each cookie is 10 milligrams of CBD. And
Each cookie is
2.5.
2.5 THC, which is a really, really good ratio for me. Everyone is going to be different, but for sleeping specifically, that little bit of THC keeps me asleep all night, but the CBD makes it so that I can actually wake up in the morning. And I think that was my biggest hesitancy when I was eating edibles, is that I don't like feeling lethargic.
I like the packaging too. This one says the effect is refreshed. And this one is the vegan cinnamon almond milk, the churro.
The churro,
And these are 5 and 5, so they're 50-50. And this says the effect is relief.
And
I've had these. These are really tasty.
if you live in Southern California, this is a staple flavor. So thank you so much for making this. The churro, yes.
We need churros. So with your cookies, I think that coffee is totally a great addition to that. So these have been my favorite. I know you've tried these too.
Yes, a totally acceptable breakfast for us. Yeah.
Yeah, come on. So we've got CBD infused coffee from Somatic, and then THC infused coffee from Somatic. So your CBD is going to be a 50-50. So it's 5 milligrams THC, 5 milligrams CBD. So this one's going to be good, still functional. Like you could totally take this on the way to work. It'd be fine. If you're a regular cannabis user. If you're not a regular cannabis user, I wouldn't recommend taking 5 milligrams before you go anywhere. Just test it out, you know? And then for the THC infused, it's a full 10 milligrams. The coffee in here is delicious. I know you were talking about the company that makes the coffee, and you know a little bit more about them. But so I also like this packaging because it gives you like a dosing guide on the back to find your dose. So this one says if you do 2.5 milligrams, you'll be mood polish. And then 5 milligrams is relax and restore.
Wow, that's my favorite.
So you gotta always know your dose so that way you're not overdoing it. I know we've all had stories where we've taken too many edibles or we've eaten too much THC and then we freaked out.
Yes.
No freaking out. Know your dose. If you're new to edibles, start a log. Hey, I took 2.5 milligrams today. This is how I felt.
Yes.
Oh, I did 5. It was too much. I didn't feel good. Then you'll be able to know exactly where you need to be at. It's kind of like lifting weights. Start slow, work your way up. Yes. And then you know about this company that makes this coffee, right?
I love this company. Sure do. I really, really, really love Somatic as the cannabis company that joined with Ritual. Ritual is a coffee shop that I go to in Little Italy frequently because they weigh everything out, and I'm very particular about flavor consistency. And it's one of the only coffee shops in San Diego that they will weigh your coffee out. So when this came into the store, I just drooled and bought all of them. And they really, 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 they work for me better than any edible, I would say. It doesn't really have an edible side effect. It almost feels more sublingual because you do get the instant side effect. And also with the coffee and the cannabis, the companies merged together in hopes of forming a ritual, combining your coffee ritual and your cannabis ritual as the actual wake and bake. And I loved the concept of this so much. The quality of the products and the quality of the cannabis, the quality of the coffee combined together, this has been one of my favorite products I've ever had in the cannabis industry. And they also make an 80 milligram one. It's really, really high dose. I have been drinking it all week, and I cannot tell you how much this, for people on the go, if you're a stoner that likes to work out, if you're a stoner that's in school, if you're a stoner that you need to keep going, but you need to also pull back a little, that is for you.
These are definitely the way to go. And then keep in mind with liquids, when you are ingesting a liquid, it's going to hit you faster than we're eating an edible. So be prepared for this to hit you really quick.
And I would also recommend maybe doing a little bit of milk or milk substitute with those to really enhance its flavor.
Mm-hmm. What else you got?
Okay, so I have like a haul of transdermal patches, which I freaking love. Yes. So Mary's Medicinals is really, really, here, I'll take those three, are the CBD, CBN, and the ratios on that one. This is going to be indica, and that is the sativa. So yeah,
it's really exciting.
It's so exciting. But yeah, so with these patches, you're going to get instant relief. It's going to go straight into your bloodstream. I've had 2 knee surgeries. I had a basketball injury really, really early on. And this was prior to me starting to smoke cannabis. And I was prescribed all sorts of different painkillers to help with the arthritis that I now had, unfortunately had to, through my surgery I had. And I had not ever tried cannabis before, so it wasn't something that I was aware of that could help me. And since then, the surgery and everything that I thought was really, really bad for me ended up being a really positive experience, because in doing so, I did find cannabis products. And the only thing that has helped for me, in all honesty, has been either transdermal patches directly on my arthritis or a topical balm. Mary's is one of the best companies. They've won the most awards. I'm so happy that we have them now.
Me too.
They're in Denver is where I first heard of them. So I've known about them for a while. To have them at our store, I feel like we're very, very lucky, but it's also a company that prides itself on the medicinal aspects, and they really, really, the pillars of their company really revolve around the patient. And that is a product that I've trusted in my experiences to replace, things that didn't really work for me that I had been given by pharmaceutical industry.
Mm-hmm. And these are fast acting, like you said, and long lasting. So they're going to last for up to 12 hours. And the cool thing I like about Mary's too is that they're really being forward focused on telling you which terpenes are in these.
Right.
Terpenes give you your effects. So these are going to tell you exactly how you're going to feel. I've been using these too. I have a kidney stone that's on the move. It's not moving very fast. As Renee knows, it's not moving very fast. It's just very painful. So I slap one of these guys on before I come to work, and it helps me manage my pain so much.
And you don't have to use the whole patch is what I'm starting to learn. You can start cutting them up. Yeah. If you only have a little bit of pain in a certain area, you can make it last longer. They last up to 12 hours, but if you're in major pain, maybe you want to cut it in half, put one on 3 hours and change it up the next 3 hours. I've noticed a little bit of titration method with that also is going to be really good for people that experience pain from morning until night. Mm-hmm. That's not something that I specifically deal with my knees, but I'm sure. Like, well, maybe. Let's cut these up for you.
They're super helpful. Along that same line, I have CBN here from Moonlion. Love Moonlion. Shout out to Key. He keeps us hooked up every day. So CBN. If you don't know what CBN is a wonderful thing to take if you have trouble sleeping. So it is psychoactive. It's definitely going to make you feel a little loopy. We were talking earlier. It's kind of almost like gives you a little psychedelic, maybe almost a mushroomy feeling. But this is a great way to get to sleep. We also sell pills that have CBN and CBD, which I talked about last time on our podcast. Yes. But this CBN is a tincture. So this one you're going to use underneath your tongue sublingually. It's going to hit your bloodstream pretty quickly. Same with any other cannabis product. You want to know your dosing on this one. So start slow. This one works really fast. I would start with a fourth of a dropper and then go from there. You've been having really good luck with this too. With
I
sleeping.
absolutely love CBN. I didn't know that I had issues sleeping until I started taking products that help me sleep the whole entire night through. CBN being one of those products, again, that I cannot afford to not wake up in the morning. I come to work, I wake up at 5, got to be here at 6, if you can believe it. And I've done it for a year and it never gets easier. Waking up at 5 is really, really hard for me, but also going to sleep early is really hard for me. CBN really, really gives me the motivation to wake up in the morning, unlike when I was just strictly using THC.
Right.
So I was definitely feeling like previous years we were at a disadvantage for not being able to harness these CBD, CBN, CBC, because they've really just enhanced my life tenfold.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Which is like what this product,
Right here.
Okay, so it's actually behind the scenes because I had a hard time opening it. That's a word of advice for the ProTab products. It's more complicated to open, but it's
childproof.
It's childproof, but it's good for a good reason. I read up about this company throughout the past week, and I really, really like that they are very, very concerned with anyone that isn't really, really used to taking cannabis. Be careful of this product because they really are looking for high dose users. Mm-hmm. This product that I have is called Hangover. It is not a high dose of THC. It's a high dose of CBD. Obviously, you saw that one coming.
THCA and CBG and Delta 8.
Exactly.
Wow.
So it actually is harnessing all of those some of them are psychoactive, but mainly non-psychoactive cannabinoids that we were just talking about that we haven't really been able to experience those as I guess recently curated in this way. So this is a company that is from San Francisco. I think that I really like San Francisco-based companies. And yeah, you would just go ahead and pop one of those pills in. I asked a coworker when we first got them, I really, really, really love CBD. Is it worth it to buy them? And he said, well, if you just want to feel like the best person that you've ever been. And I took one, and that's exactly how I felt. Not like I don't feel that.
Whoever said that was a genius. There's some geniuses that are in sales force.
Yes.
I know.
It's hangover is what it's called, but I will let you know it's good for a hangover. It's not going to cure anything. None of our products are going to cure anything, but they can help and they can aid in that. And I also had quite a hangover these past few days, and I did take these, and I felt great.
Because you were at a wedding.
I was at a wedding. Yes.
So each tablet is 4 milligrams of THC and 60 milligrams of CBD. That is a really high dose of CBD, so that's awesome.
I also like to take it before I drink.
Yeah.
It's a little preemptive. It's preemptive. It boosts my mood, and then I just kind of get the night flowing. And then if I come back and I have enough money to take another one, I will take another one and try to prevent it for tomorrow. But I've been using them a little bit preemptively too, which I also found works just as well. And the high CBD dose makes me a little bit more social.
That's right.
Yeah, THC.
Social lubricant.
Yeah, THC is great, but sometimes don't you know when you go out, it's like...
I take 45 milligrams of CBD before I come to work every day just so I can just start my day off socially. Socially. Well, I've got some flour to talk about too. I love flour. We know I love flour. Okay, so these guys, these are the Jeter XLs and the baby Jeters. So I'm going to show you what the Jeter XL looks like because it's awesome. So this is really good if you're like at a party, you want to smoke with a bunch of friends, you want to be that person that gets everybody really, really high.
Knock it out of the park.
Yeah, so this guy is coated in keef.
It's like a baseball bat of weed.
It's like a baseball bat of weed. You've got 2 grams of premium indoor flower. You've got distillate and keef. So this is super loaded, infused. I smoke the indica one all the time. It gets me super sleepy time, like ready to go night-night. Super tasty. They burn well. They have a glass tip.
I was gonna say, sharing with a glass tip is so much better than any other experience.
You know,
Thank
you all
you.
have that one drooly friend.
Yes, you know, so this has been really, really cool for me. Not that I'm not a weed sharer, I just really am particular about whose mouth is going on my joint.
You know, if you're a germaphobe, this is a good way to go. This one is a sativa, and then we also have an indica. They're amazing, but check out the baby ones. Do you love the baby
I love the baby ones because I can smoke the whole thing to myself.
Right?
I don't
The baby
have to
ones
worry
are
about this shit
great.
anymore.
Right? I'm all by myself. I don't have to relight it. It doesn't taste bad. These are also distillate and keef. So, but they're so cute.
And they really smell amazing.
They smell good. They're tiny. And all right, so
that is a really, really great product for a cannabis introvert that you know doesn't need all of the friends to smoke that big joint. That is perfect because the distillate will get you that boost, and I mean it's better than just smoking a normal joint by yourself because then you're treating yourself as well. So even though you're by yourself, it's like you're treating yourself.
Yeah, and I think we should end with your 2 topicals.
Let's do it. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Papa and Barkley because I was talking about topicals before with my knee surgery. This one in particular is the one that I use on a daily basis. It's going to be higher THC for me because I experience more pain with my surgery. A lot of people have inflammation from their surgeries, so I would recommend to them go higher CBD. For me, the high THC will never give you a psychoactive effect. It will never hit your bloodstream. A topical, it is completely impossible to get high from unless somehow you ingest it.
Don't eat it.
Do not eat it.
It's a topical,
it's decarboxylated, solvent-free, full spectrum. And I had talked about this previously, how I really, I find full spectrum cannabis oil to be the most beneficial for anyone that has any sort of pain. If you are using it topically, you'll get a way more intense, deep penetration from it, whereas the distillate is more mild.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say for, this isn't a distillate, this is actually hemp, I believe, humble flower.
Yep, humble flower.
Yeah, they are hemp-based, which I usually don't use hemp because I am such a big CBD user. My tolerance is high. It isn't very cost-effective for me, so that's the one thing. If you are not familiar with CBD, hemp is cheaper, and if you have a lower tolerance, you might benefit from using it because it's cheaper. But for me, I generally don't until I found this Humble Flower.
Love Humble Flower.
It's a woman-based company up in LA, and on the rare occasion that I shave my legs, that's the first thing that's going on after.
It's a really good product. So you guys can come get all of these products. You can stop by and see us at Mankind Dispensary. You can order online. You can order delivery.
Yes.
We even have an online chat person. If you got some questions, she can answer that for you.
Sure can.
Follow us on Instagram at mankind_dispensary. And we hope you have a great day.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone.